maybe I won't extend it.
Okay.
But the blockade is going to remain. But maybe I won't extend it. So you have a blockade, and unfortunately we'll have to start dropping bombs.
The Middle East remains on edge as tensions between the United States and Iran continues to unfold, with diplomacy and the threat of renewed conflict moving side by side. Speaking aboard Air Force One, US President Donald Trump hinted at what he described as some good news regarding the ongoing situation, though he chose not to disclose specifics. His remarks come at a critical moment as a temporary ceasefire hangs in the balance and fresh negotiations are expected within days. Notably, Donald Trump indicated that while progress may be underway, the situation is far from stable. He warned that the current 2-week ceasefire could expire by Wednesday if ongoing diplomatic efforts fail to produce a long-term agreement. According to him, although there are positive signals, the United States is prepared to resume military action if necessary. And at the same time, he made it clear that the US naval blockade targeting Iranian ports will remain in place, regardless of whether the ceasefire is extended. A key flashpoint in this conflict has been the Strait of Hormuz, one of the world's most strategically important waterways. Responsible for nearly 20% of global oil and gas transit, the strait had been effectively disrupted for over 6 weeks, following military escalations earlier this year. And Iran recently announced that it has reopened the passage for commercial shipping as part of the ceasefire environment, offering some relief to the global markets already shaken by supply disruptions and rising energy prices. However, the reopening comes with conditions and underlying tensions. While Iran has allowed ships to pass, it has also warned that continued US naval restrictions could lead to the strait being closed again. Iranian officials have stated that future passage may require authorization from Tehran, raising concerns about freedom of navigation in international waters. And in response, Donald Trump firmly rejected any possibility of Iran imposing tolls or restrictions, emphasizing that such actions would not be tolerated. Diplomatic efforts now appear to be shifting towards Islamabad, where a new round of talks between US and Iranian representatives is expected to take place. And the previous round of negotiations, which lasted over 20 hours, ended without any breakthrough. And the core disagreement remains Iran's nuclear program. The United States has pushed for a long-term halt to uranium enrichment, reportedly proposing a 20-year suspension. Iran, however, countered with a significantly shorter 5-year pause, a proposal Washington rejected. And this gap highlights the deep mistrust between the two sides. While the US insists that Iran must never acquire nuclear weapons, Iran maintains that its nuclear activities are for peaceful and civilian purposes. Well, adding to the complexity, Donald Trump has claimed that Iran agreed to give up its stockpile of enriched uranium, even suggesting that the material would be transferred to the United States of America. Iranian officials have strongly denied all this, reinforcing the uncertainty surrounding the negotiations. There are also reports that Washington is considering releasing around $20 billion in frozen Iranian funds as part of a potential deal. And this move could serve as a bargaining chip. Though no agreement has been finalized, meanwhile, Donald Trump has continued to project confidence, stating that a deal could be close and that Iran may have already agreed to key terms, claims that remain unverified. And as both the sides prepare for another round of high-stakes talks, the situation remains highly fluid, and the reopening of the Strait of Hormuz offers temporary economic relief, but the continued blockade and unresolved nuclear dispute keep the risk of escalation alive. And with the ceasefire deadline approaching rapidly, the coming days will be crucial in determining whether diplomacy can prevail or if the region will once again slip back into the conflict. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.